Hi, I'm Rob from HopZine.com. Thanks for joining me for another video beer review. This time looking at a bottle of Dim Sum from Mikkeller, and it says on the bottle, brewed especially for Asian food by Mikkeller with lemongrass and coriander. The first time I ever saw this beer was on holiday a couple of years ago in Belgium, in Ghent to be precise. In Ghent there's a fantastic place, essentially a beer kind of warehouse called HopDuvel Drink Central. Essentially, I mean, probably my Flemish isn't up to scratch on that one, but sorry about that. But in this place, I mean, it's a warehouse of just bottles of beer on kind of really rudimentary shelving, and it got to one point, and I got to the point on the kind of racking, and there was the most Mikkeller beers I've ever seen in one place in my entire life. It was pretty exciting, but sadly, when you're on holiday, you can only bring so much back. You can only fit so much in your case, even if you're on Eurostar. Because take it from me, those cases were pretty heavy by the end of the trip. Anyway, and this was one of the ones I didn't pick up because I just didn't have space in the case. So yes, it's a 5% beer. As far as I'm expecting like a lager with these specific flavours, so it's going to be really interesting, something a little bit different. I feel like I should be drinking it with some Asian food, as it says, but maybe, to be honest, maybe it should have been a touch cooler than I've got at the moment. I've had it in the fridge for about 15 minutes, but I thought it should have been a little bit cooler. Anyway, darker than I expected, like a really nice, crisp, clean looking amber beer. Head, a fizz, quite a thin head of white foam. Anyway, let's have a sniff. I'm not getting a whole load to start with. There's very little aroma, to be honest. I'm getting faint kind of noble hop, kind of a German kind of Hersbrucker, Hallertauer, that kind of thing. A little bit of sweet pale malt, and there is a mild impression of lemongrass. I do admit that. But to be honest, would I have picked that out if I hadn't been told that was on the bottle? Maybe not, maybe not. But it's certainly there. Sometimes you just need a bit of a prompter to kind of go, oh yeah, I don't know about you, but if I'm sharing beers with friends or we're at the pub, you kind of bounce off each other and go, oh, can you taste that? Oh, can you taste that? Blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? It's good to drink with people, as it is to kind of stand in your kitchen and drink alone. Anyway. Anyway, cheers. Let's have a taste. That's really interesting, that. For me, it's a bit like a good craft lager. There's that pale malt, lager malt kind of background. There's a really nice level of hop bitterness. I mean, I had this the other day, also from Mikkeller, is their Chestnut Pilsner. I really enjoyed that. I think that had a really nice bright hop quality. This one not as much, but it has a stereotypical kind of herbal flavour. No discerning kind of herbal quality. I would have, if I'd have never seen that on the front of the bottle, I'd have never, honestly, never thought that I had lemongrass and coriander in it. I'd have gone with maybe like flat leaf parsley. Quite a dulled, earthy tone. Carbonation's nice. I can imagine it is really nice with food, this, because it is really light and crisp. I mean, sometimes that's a bit of an excuse. It's crisp, it's light. But sometimes that's what it is. It's got a bit more in there. It reminds me in a lot of ways of Brooklyn Lager. At the back end, there is this curious flavour, which I can't put my finger on. I'm going to go with a bit of lime, really. More lime rind more than the juice. Getting a bit more of that, bit more yeasty now actually. It's very easy drinking. You know, I mean, it's not that exciting. Weirdly, I mean, that might be the lemongrass. I'm feeling a bit of heat going down my throat, which is probably from the lemongrass. Super dry finish, quite a little bit malty. Like, once again, as I said, really nice craft lager, Brooklyn lager, and with that kind of additional kind of Vienna malt edge. It does remind me of that. And I guess the colour being a little bit darker makes me think that as well. I was saying, I'll polish that off in no time. And I didn't pour the full bottle, but easy drinking, if a little kind of uninspired. I presume this has been brewed with some specific restaurant in mind, because it's a nice idea, but I mean, it's not doing anything remarkable. A decent beer, worth a look if you like a lager, just regardless. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it as being a kind of slightly kind of amber lager. There's no wrong with it at all, with a slightly interesting edge to it. Not the best lager, but not the worst beer in general I've ever had. I mean, Mikkeller's a bit up and down. Some of it is out of this world. I'm a big fan of Mikkeller. I like variety. I guess it's one of those things. You know, this is why I stand on camera and talk about all these beers, because I love variety. I love sharing that with people. I love trying new things and tasting new things. So I mean, I'll always be kind of suckered in by a bit of a gimmick. So yeah, that's the bottle of dim sum from Mikkeller, and it says a beer especially brewed especially for excuse me, Asian food with by Mikkeller with lemongrass and coriander. It's alright, 5%. Anyway, I'm Rob from HopZine.com. I'll just pour a little bit more to toast you farewell, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.